amount of kids who are actually getting gender affirming care. What that suggests, if it's not explicit, is that there are safeguards, that this isn't being done willy-nilly. I'm just concerned that we are castrating, children, and we are ruining children's lives willy-nilly.
We are not.
It seems like they're trying to convince themselves more than us that they're not ruining children's lives. And the whole, we're only ruining a couple of hundred children's lives, isn't as unassailable as they think it is. We're not just doing it willy-nilly. Sometimes the kids get a 10-minute Skype call before being transitioned. We had the closure of the Tavistock clinic because of malpractice. Not to mention the detransitioners who have come forward talking about these experiments that were done on them.
And the adults in my life whom I trusted affirmed my belief, and this caused me lifelong, irreversible harm.
And we are ruining children's lives willy-nilly.
We are not.
My childhood was ruined, along with thousands of detransitioners that I know through our networks.
We are not.
But you can already hear their feeble retorts. Detransitioners, yeah, that's just a couple of kids' lives that we ruined forever. The GIDS clinic, yeah, that was just one case of systematic malpractice. This doctor who gave the child medication after a 10-minute Skype review, he's just a random quack. There's random quacks in every field. This one might be a little harder for them to explain, because while she is a quack, she certainly isn't random. This is Joanna Olson-Kennedy, one of the most prominent specialists within the field of gender medicine. And she's being sued for medical negligence for allegedly rushing kids to transition surgery, willy-nilly, as Sam Cedar would say. This is the same Joanna Olson-Kennedy who was accused of refusing to publish studies because it found that puberty blockers do not improve children's mental health. Even with one of their best activists at the helm, their study still came up terrible.
What really, really upset me is that I will never be able to breastfeed, and I will have to get surgery every 10 years to replace the implants, and it won't look as natural as it should have been. I will never know what my body should have looked like. And
this is Clementine Breen, who's suing Olson-Kennedy. She was put on puberty blockers when she was 12, hormone therapy at 13 years old, and a double mastectomy at 14. She alleges that Olson-Kennedy had fabricated that she was suicidal, putting pressure on her parents that if they did not agree to cross-sex hormone therapy, Clementine would commit suicide. She also alleges that the doctor lied to a surgeon in order to promote the mastectomy, saying that she had male gender identity since childhood, which Breen says wasn't true.
that is like the number one thing that has shocked me, is that they told me it was reversible and you can just go get them later. You can't get back that tissue. That's impossible.
Telling children that they can cut off parts of their bodies and it's fully reversible is a horrible thing to do. I'm sure our prudent and eminent doctor would never say something like that.
But so what we do know is that adolescents actually have the capacity to make a reasoned, logical decision. And here's the other thing about chest surgery. If you want breasts at a later point in your life, you can go and get them.
Oh, that's exactly what she's promoting. And she's promoting it to other clinicians. Let's just dismember these children, willy-nilly. We can glue on artificial parts later. Ah, sure, it's irreversible and it'll have lifelong consequences, often with reconstructive surgery every few years, but who cares? Willy-nilly. As a sort of side note, while she's advocating for this radical treatment, she admits there isn't consensus.
Pieces of this work as a medical provider is understanding that in the world of youth care around gender, there just isn't consensus.
And that's important to note, because you'll always hear leftists claiming that there's this global consensus. But here we have one of the most prominent advocates of transgender surgery admitting that there's not.
But why is there a global medical consensus?
There isn't a global medical consensus.
I dug up this article where they interview Dr. Olson-Kennedy and they inform us that her youngest patient is 3. Fucking hell, these people are insane. A 3-year-old. But wait, there's more complete insanity. She talks of an 18-month-old born a girl who understood her gender before her grammar. "I'm a boy," she repeatedly told her parents. Pretty conclusive. Let's get her a chest binder for her 2nd birthday. Wait, I think the baby just said mama, but I'm a man. I must be trans as well. In the same article, it states that Olson-Kennedy hopes that data will help to end discrimination. Oh, you mean that data that you didn't want to publish because it went against your ideology? Is that data? She also ostensibly created this app, the Gender Abacus, so you could define and visualize your gender experience for only $1.99. I'm gonna put my anatomy as feeling male today, but my gender expression is female and my sexual romantic attraction is somewhere in between. This is very scientific, you guys. I tried to download this app, but I don't think it's available anymore, unfortunately. I'm sure in her ideal world, filling out this fucking nonsense on your phone would be enough to book you in for a transition surgery. She also advised the minimum age for cross-sex hormone treatment to be as young as 8 years old. Anyway, there's too much insane things about this woman to cover. And while the damage she did to these children can't be undone, even though they pretend it can be, I do hope she's brought to justice.